Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Bridges and Tunnels. And a special thank you for carrying on while I had a little hiatus. And I want to welcome our new board members as well. And we look forward to a very, very interesting couple of years, for sure. I'd like to have an approval of the minutes, if I can. Second? Okay. All in favor? Oh, great. Are there any public speakers?
Good morning, Mr. Chair. We have one member of the public registered to speak today.
Murray. Welcome, Murray.
Good to see you.
Always. Stay healthy.
Where's Danny? Danny here?
No.
Good morning. I'm covering for Danny today, Murray.
Oh, it's hard to see you because they left my platform up here. My name is Murray Bowden. Everything I do is governed by global warming, and the questions I ask are because of global warming. Dave, this organization has been breaking the law on lines on a road forever. They've scheduled a meeting for me, which they blew off. If they corrected the lines on a road, you would save millions of accidents. They're using the same lines incorrectly that they did 20 years ago. Nobody listens. They won't change. And if you want to make one change in your life that saves lives, then make them put legal lines on a road. They've been doing it so wrong, and it's wrong. You know, Jamie, I've been talking about this how long at the Thruway?
A long way.
This is about obeying the law as written. If you don't change the way people's attitude about behaving according to the law, you wind up what we got this weekend. Now, you got somebody sitting to your left who's shaking her head yes. So you know I'm right. But nobody changes it. At what point do you all start obeying the law? Because if you don't, global warming is going to wipe us out.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Chair, that concludes the public comment.
Murray, thank you for your expertise. Thank you. I'd like to call on our acting vice chair for our work plan.
Commissioner, there are no changes to the Bridges and Tunnels Committee work plan for this month.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
Good morning, and welcome to the June 2022 MTA Bridges and Tunnels Committee meeting. Noting for the record that I am representing President Dan DiCrescenzo today, who could not join us due to a prior family commitment. First, I would like to welcome the return of Commissioner Mack as our committee chair. We're pleased to be working with you again. I'd also like to thank Commissioner Barbers for serving as our acting committee chair for the past two meetings. And on behalf of our agency, I welcome our new Bridges and Tunnels Committee members, John Samuelson, Midori Valdivia, Lisa Soren, and Frankie Miranda. Commissioners, we look forward to working with you. As you know, Bridges and Tunnels is committed to the protection and recovery of our toll revenue, which not only funds our state of good repair projects, but also provides critical support to MTA's mass transit services. To that purpose, I wanted to mention B&T's most recent success in cracking down on those who don't pay their tolls. Some of you may have seen local news media coverage showcasing the outstanding efforts of our Bridge and Tunnel officer, Jason Vasquez, who interdicted 2 top persistent toll violators in 2 consecutive days at the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. These repeat violators combined had incurred more than $115,000 in unpaid tolls and fees. Such vehicle interdictions are part of our overall toll enforcement strategy regarding unbillable and uncollected tolls, about which we'll continue to keep you informed as we've always done. And on behalf of B&T, I'm proud to announce a new member of our family, as well as a milestone facility anniversary. I'd like to share some photos with everyone today. Earlier this month, one healthy peregrine falcon chick was hatched in a specially built nesting box atop the Brooklyn Tower of the Marine Parkway Bridge. As you can see in this photo, the young female was banded for wildlife monitoring by a New York City Department of Environmental Protection colleague who put identifying bands on the falcons, still on the state's endangered birds list. Bridges and Tunnels has been a part of the state nesting program since 1983. Noting that the banding is done in accordance with standard procedures and does absolutely no harm to the chick. Thank you very much to MTA photographer Mark Herman for these wonderful photos. Our falcon chick's arrival was timely, as we are soon to mark the 85th anniversary of the Marine Parkway Gil Hodges Memorial Bridge, shown here in the circa 1930s photos from our special archive. The vertical lift bridge, with its uniquely curved towers and steel lattice beams, opened on July 3rd, 1937. It linked Brooklyn to the Rockaway Peninsula and its beaches. The bridge's name was changed in 1978 to celebrate the late, great Gil Hodges, who played baseball for both the Brooklyn Dodgers and the New York Mets. Finally, the diversity report, which appears on page 50 of the Bridges and Tunnels Committee book, will be delivered later this morning at the MTA Diversity Committee meeting. With that, this concludes my remarks, and if there are no questions, Cassandra Edgehill, Assistant Vice President of Field Operations, will now present this month's report on operations.
Thank you, Rich. Good morning. The report on operations in this month's committee materials begin on page 15. During the first full month of spring of 2022, B&T's traffic continued its growth through April with an average increase of more than 30,000 vehicles across all our facilities per day versus March. B&T also reports traffic counts for 2022 that were stronger than April of last year, as well as April of 2020, which was the first full month with major COVID-19 restrictions in effect. Paid vehicle traffic in April of 2022 was 27.4 million vehicles, which reflects an increase of 10% over the 24.9 million crossings in April of 2021. And that was 181.5% higher than April of 2020, with 17.7 million more vehicle crossings. When compared to April of 2019, when there was 27.9 million paid crossings, a decrease of 0.1% was recorded for April of 2022. EasyPass market share was 95.1% in April of this year, which is on par with last year, but slightly lower than 2 years ago. For May of 2022, preliminary B&T traffic was 7.5% higher than May of 2021 and 93% higher than May of 2020. According to preliminary traffic data, traffic for May of 2022 was 1.3% lower when compared to traffic for May of 2019. The increase of gasoline prices has had minimal impact on our traffic counts. Gasoline prices fell slightly in April of 2022 compared to March of 2022, following a period of 15 monthly increases. Gasoline averaged $4.29 per gallon in April of 2022, a decrease of 10 cents per gallon versus $4.39 per gallon in March. This was only $1.38 higher than in April of 2021 and $2.03 more than 2 years ago. This concludes the monthly reports and operations. Thank you.
Thank you. And welcome, Lisa and Frank.
Thank you so much.
And we look forward to your participation with all of us. And any help that I can give, please don't hesitate to call. We're all here for your service, especially your chief. We go back a while.
Thank you, Chair. Appreciate it, and welcome. And thank you, Cassandra, for the report on operations. Now, from the operating agency, Eric Osnes, Vice President and Chief Safety Officer, will present the report for safety.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Richie. The April 2022 report begins on page 31, maintains performance metrics to be generally positive. Traffic volume continues to trend toward pre-pandemic levels. B&T's safety report highlights include the following. Overall, B&T's April 2022 total collision rate was 4.03 per million vehicles, which is 33% better than rolling year 1920, representing the very beginning of the pandemic period. When compared to last year, the results are slightly higher. The collision with injury rate was 0.72 per million vehicles, 17% better than rolling year 19, and is also slightly higher than last year. To underscore facility-specific trends, the observed rate increase at the RFK Bridge is associated with traffic flow inefficiencies due to off-property construction occurring on the connecting properties of both the Deegan and Bruckner Expressways. Increased patrol and staging of response vehicles are being deployed to deter aggressive driving and prevent secondary collisions. Employee safety metrics over the 12-month period are as follows. The employee lost time injury rate was 5.5 incidents per 200,000 work hours, reflecting a decrease of 11% compared to rolling year 1920 and a 6% decrease as compared to last year. And that concludes the safety report.
Okay, thank you. There are no bridges and tunnels procurements this month, and if there are no questions, that will conclude this Bridge and Tunnel Report Committee meeting.
Yeah. Andrew?
Yes. Eric, at last month's meeting, we were talking about an increase in accidents on the Throgsneck Bridge due to various traffic changes. Has that abated somewhat?
Yes, sir, it has. I think the experience at the Throgsneck Bridge right now is a much different experience than what we were discussing last month. We're in a more permanent roadway configuration. The path of travel modifications that we were discussing last month, that is since that phase of construction's done.
Great. Thanks.
Yep.
Still a lot of congestion, Andrew. Are there any other questions? Yeah. Okay. I'd like to have a motion to adjourn. All in favor? Second? Thank you and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good to see you again.